Whole grain bread is often promoted as a smarter, more wholesome alternative to white bread, and for good reason. It retains all parts of the grain kernel, the bran, germ, and endosperm, preserving key nutrients like fiber, B vitamins, magnesium, iron, and antioxidants. These components work together to offer longer-lasting energy, better digestive support, and improved metabolic health. Compared to refined white bread, which has most of its fiber and nutrients stripped away, whole grain bread is undeniably the better choice. But that doesn't mean it's perfect, or that all products labeled whole grain are created equal. In reality, the benefits of whole grain bread can be undermined by misleading labeling, added sugars, and overly processed ingredients that dilute its nutritional value. The most widely recognized advantage of whole grain bread is its fiber content. Unlike white bread, which is made from refined flour, whole grain bread contains insoluble and soluble fibers that support digestive regularity, slow down carbohydrate absorption, and contribute to a longer feeling of fullness. This not only helps manage weight and reduce overeating, but also plays a role in stabilizing blood sugar levels, particularly important for individuals with insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes. Fiber also supports a healthier gut microbiome, feeding beneficial bacteria that are critical for immune function and mental health. Whole grain bread is also a natural source of essential B vitamins, including B1 thiamine, B2 riboflavin, B3 niacin, and B6. These vitamins are crucial for converting food into energy, maintaining nerve function, and supporting healthy skin, hair, and eyes. Additionally, minerals like iron and magnesium, which are found in higher concentrations in whole grains, support oxygen transport and muscle function, respectively. All of this makes whole grain bread a more complete food source than its white bread counterpart, especially in terms of micronutrient density. But here's the catch. Many products that look like whole grain bread, or are labeled as such, are not truly whole grain. Some breads are made primarily with refined flour, colored with molasses or caramel to appear brown, and then sprinkled with a few seeds or flakes to give the illusion of health. These deceptive products may legally use terms like wheat bread or multigrain, but unless the first ingredient is whole grain flour or whole wheat flour, you're not getting the full benefits. Consumers often assume they're making a healthy choice when in reality, they're eating what amounts to glorified white bread with minimal fiber or nutrient content. Even authentic whole grain bread can come with downsides. Many store-bought loaves contain added sugars, oils, preservatives, and sodium to extend shelf life and improve texture. These ingredients can counteract some of the health benefits, particularly when sugar is listed among the top ingredients. For those trying to manage their carbohydrate intake or avoid blood sugar spikes, this combination of processed grains and sugar can be problematic. Whole grain bread still has a relatively high glycemic load, especially when consumed in large portions or without protein, fat, or fiber-rich accompaniments to balance it out. Another overlooked issue is the portion size. A single slice of whole grain bread might be marketed as healthy, but it often contains 100 to 150 calories and upwards of 20 grams of carbs. 2 slices, typical for a sandwich, can easily deliver 40-plus grams of carbohydrates before any toppings are added. For people with insulin resistance or those watching their carb intake, this can quickly add up and affect blood sugar regulation. It's easy to overconsume bread simply because it's convenient, comforting, and widely perceived as harmless. For individuals with gluten sensitivity, celiac disease, or inflammatory bowel conditions, even the healthiest whole grain wheat bread can trigger uncomfortable or damaging reactions. While gluten-free whole grain alternatives like brown rice bread or millet bread exist, they too are often heavily processed and contain added starches or gums to mimic the texture of wheat bread. These substitutes can have a high glycemic index and low nutritional value, making them a less than ideal solution. There's also the environmental and agricultural angle to consider. Most wheat used in commercial bread production is grown using intensive monoculture farming, which contributes to soil depletion, pesticide use, and reduced biodiversity. Moreover, bread packaging is often not recyclable, contributing to waste. While these issues don't affect the nutritional content directly, they're part of the broader story when considering how sustainable and responsible a food choice really is. All of this doesn't mean you need to cut whole grain bread out of your diet. It simply means it should be chosen wisely and consumed mindfully. Look for bread with minimal ingredients, no added sugars, and at least 3 grams of fiber per slice. Ideally, it should be made from 100% whole grain flour and include recognizable, simple ingredients. Even better, seek out sprouted whole grain breads, which offer improved digestibility and nutrient absorption due to the germination process. In the end, whole grain bread can be part of a balanced, nutrient-rich diet, especially when paired with proteins, healthy fats, and fresh vegetables. It provides better energy stability, supports digestion, and contains valuable vitamins and minerals. But it's not a free pass to eat bread indiscriminately, and the label whole grain doesn't automatically make a product healthy. Like most foods in the modern industrial food system, the devil is in the details. Knowing how to read ingredient lists, recognizing food marketing tricks, and understanding your own body's needs will go a long way in making sure this better bread actually lives up to the name.